how much time you have left, but how much of it are you wasting on things that don't even matter? So many people spend hours and hours scrolling social media and doing all this stuff. We're being inundated. We get more information in one day than most people used to get in a year, and it's not enough. So many people, whether maybe it's just entertainment, it might not even be information. Some it's information overload, and some it's entertainment overload. And all those moments and all those times may be able to be spent doing something better and getting you to where you want to be in this world. Number two, you need to fill yourself and others with belief. Belief in what? Belief in this business, belief in themselves, belief that things are going to get better. You understand you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. So if you're walking around and you're negative, you got a chip on your shoulder, you're down, whatever, you're definitely not pouring belief in anyone. You might be pouring disbelief into other people. But I think you need to fill yourself and then others, let it pour over. Whenever someone interacts with me, I want them to leave thinking bigger. I want them thinking they can have a better, whatever they're going through, life's going to be better. Their business is going to be better. They're going to be wealthier, more successful, more influential, more happy. And that's what I mean by filling others with belief. You need to be that way with not only your team, but think about that when you get around everybody. Number three, getting credible with people. It's not okay to be decent with people. We're not just in the people business. We're in the people life. You understand? We're going through life with people. And some folks are like, they're okay. Yeah, I'm not that great with people, or I'm more of an introvert. Well, change that, would you, please, in a hurry? I always ask people, how's that working out for you? And it's usually not working out that well. Getting credible with people. Read How to Win Friends and Influence People. I've read that book 20, 30 years ago, and it's on my desk, and I reread just the highlights that I highlighted it 10 times a year. Why? Because I'm an A-type driven person, and so are many of you. Just the fact that you're on this call or you're in this business means you're probably super driven, maybe a little more aggressive than the next person. And it's a good reminder that, hey, I need to make other people feel special and ask them about their goals and what they want. And all those little tips are in that book. And especially if you're a driver, that you keep reading those. Number four, requalify for every promotion. One of the things I love most about this company is that there's a ladder. When someone joins and just gets started, I had a guy in the office yesterday, and I pulled out the ladder. Basically, that's what it is. Here's the promotion ladder from beginning training associate to the top of the entire company. And here's exactly how you get there. There's no secrets. Nobody has to favor you and like you more than someone else. Even if they don't like you, if you do the numbers, you're getting the promotion. So here it is. Here's the list. Climb the ladder as fast as you can. Get to the top. I remember when someone gave me the promotion guidelines, I put my head down. I said, look, would you let a guy like me actually be at the top of this whole company? And they said, yes. Because I just came out of a corporate environment where you had to wait your turn for a promotion, or you had to have the favor of the CEO to get a promotion. And I thought that was probably going to be the same thing here. And they said, not at all. The way it's structured, you do the numbers, you get the promotion. And I said, all right, I'm going to test out this theory. And I put my head down and I did not look up until I was at the top of the company. And it took 5 years from scratch. And I qualified for every single promotion from the bottom of the company to the top. And I loved it. I loved the challenge. And so guess what? Every single one of you that's on this call right now, you've got your next promotion in front of you. There is a level that you could get to that you're not at right now. And if that's not up on your mirror in your bathroom, if that's not on your books and your papers, whatever, I think you're missing the boat. I think not only your next promotion, but maybe the promotion you have. Some people are like, I'm in a slump. I got a higher promotion than I deserve. You got this title, but you're not living up to it, right? I could tell you that I could say you're a school teacher, but if you don't teach anyone, are you really a teacher? We could say you're a national marketing director, but if you're not doing the numbers, are you really a national marketing director? So maybe you need to re-qualify for the promotion you've got to create momentum to go for the next promotion. If you're ever stuck, just go to the bottom and start back from there and climb that ladder one more time. Number 5, everybody all the time, always is on a run. What type of run? The promotion run. You should be running for your ring if you don't have your ring. You should be running for your promotion if you don't have your promotion. You should be running for the champion title at the next convention. We gamified the business so that you have something to have fun with. Instead of just, I love all the, man, I was at Thanksgiving and I don't know, my whole family's into fantasy football. We're sitting there hanging out and they're watching their phones. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's rude to be scrolling while we're at the breakfast table or the lunch table or the dinner table. Oh, I'm checking my fantasy football league. Let's go back to point one. Prioritize your life. My God, you're so worried about the stats of some player in a sport that you don't even play in a game that you don't even play in, and in your sport, in your game, you're not obsessing over the stats. You're not obsessing over the numbers. Do you understand? I'm crazy. That drives me nuts, man. I just want to let you know that when I was running up that ladder those 5 years, not only did they didn't have fantasy football back then. It didn't even exist. But they had real football. They had real sports. I was in Chicago during the Michael Jordan era. You know how many games I went to? 0.0. You know why? It was during the BPMs. It was during the meetings. I didn't care about Jordan stats. I got my own life to live. I got my own fortune to build. I got my own fame to build. So many of you are, man, just missing the moment. You're so into what everyone else is doing and in how they're winning and performing, but not yourself. And I think that's where you really, really fall off the ladder when it comes to climbing to the top of this deal. Number 6, focus on huge recruiting. What kind of recruiting? Huge recruiting. Look, our recruiting numbers are the one thing in this company. It's my number one focus for 2026. I know. I don't guess. I don't wonder. It's an absolute 100% fact, just as the fact that if I drop my phone, gravity's going to pull it to the table. Just like that. I know for a fact whoever does the most recruiting is going to win. They'll have the biggest team, make the most money, have the most licenses. Everyone else is going to be jealous. Some will celebrate you, some will criticize you, some will be jealous. Whoever recruits the most is going to win. You have the biggest agency. The biggest agency wins. The biggest army wins. Number 7, abundance mentality. You know, there's always more. There's always next month. There's always the next recruit, the next sale. Hey, if something doesn't go through, that's all right. Just get back on and do it again. There's enough for everybody. We could build $100 billion businesses right inside this one business. So instead of worrying about that one person who quit, the one client who changed their mind, are you kidding me? Next, just hurry up and get to all the other ones that want what you got. Number 8, increase your attendance to everything. This call this morning, how many people do you have on this call? Well, guess what? You probably have some people, if they were on this call this morning, they'd be fired up. They'd be more competitive. They'd want to get after it more. Same thing with our conventions. Same thing with Punta Cana. Same thing with the January kickoff meetings. You know, every meeting, every call, the Vantage Live on Mondays, Vantage Point on Saturdays, the weekly meetings. Get more people to everything. And in your accountability and on your measuring stick, like as you're writing down the numbers, and I know what happens. Every one of you, like tomorrow, all you're going to be looking for is your money. Where's my money? I want to see my check. I want to see, what did I get paid? Well, what about where does that come from? The money comes from sales, which comes from financial needs analysis, which comes from teammates, which comes from recruits, which comes from prospects. You know, all of that stuff needs to be measured to get a check at the end. But if you're just watching the checks, wouldn't you say you're winging it? Aren't you really just winging this business? I'm just hoping my checks go up. I'm hoping my pay goes up. And here's what happens, everybody. Let me tell you, if you don't watch the other things, your checks flatten. They go down a little bit. Then they go up, then they go down. And year after year, quarter after quarter, you're wondering why it's not growing. It's because you're only looking at the result. You're not looking at the process to get the result. And that's why you need to increase your attendance to everything, because attendance creates momentum and enthusiasm, which creates more prospecting, which creates more recruits, which creates more financial plans, which create more sales. which creates more money. It's the predecessor of all of it. So for you not to measure who's on, who's not on, who's getting on the calls, who's showing up at the meetings, who's registered for this, who's registered for that, is a big miss on any part that says they're a leader in this business. So, hey, look, one other thing you need to strengthen right now for this new year, and I'm going to start dropping some of these nuggets on you as we get ready for, we're closing out this year. And how we finish this year is going to be how we start next year. So these next 4 weeks are so important to me and so important to your business. Please, I got Christmas music. I got on the drive in today. I'm bundled up a little bit. I had to put a scarf on. I turned on my radio and Christmas music is on, right? This 'tis the season. And we're so excited right now for the holidays and the holiday season. That does not mean you start shutting it down. It means you double down. Go to every Christmas party you get invited to and prospect people. I'm going to 2 tonight. I don't want to go to either one of them, by the way. But both of them have people at the Christmas parties that are not recruits and are not clients. Do you understand? So I'm going whether I like it or not. And so I'm telling you, I'd rather just stay in, but I'm going to get out there and I'm going to prospect. I'm going wide, baby. This thing's too good to sit there and just watch. And I think you need to get out there and maximize this season. You need to work on some things in yourself. I got a little riddle I'm going to share with you. You've all seen it before. Some of you may have not. I'm going to read this to you if I can look over this big, huge this big, huge ring here. But I'm going to read this to you. I am your constant companion. I am your greatest helper or your heaviest burden. I'll push you onward or I'll drag you down to failure. I'm completely at your command. Half the things you do, you might as well just turn them over to me and I'll be able to do them quickly and correctly. I'm easily managed. You must merely be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I'll do it automatically. I'm the servant of all great men, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have also made failures. I'm not a machine, though I work with all the precision of a machine, plus the intelligence of man. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Next. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will put the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. I am your habits. I am your habits. Just read that last one. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will put the world at your feet. I'm your habits. If you be easy with me, I will destroy you. I am your habits. You understand? That's the difference between mediocrity and greatness, everybody. It's the habits that one has. Okay, you go ahead and stop sharing that. Oh, successful people are simply those with successful habits. Brian Tracy said that. So thanks, Brian. There we go, everybody. So, hey, look, I'm going to wrap this up. We got 2 incredible things coming up for all of you, and I'm going to invite you to something. I'm going to take a little bit of time for you all to leverage me and get me pouring into you for 2026. I don't want the year to close out without you being ready for 2026. This thing is going to multiply next year. Our company's going to multiply. Your chance of wealth. Imagine wherever you are right now that your income multiplies. Let's say you made 100 grand this year. Next year you make 800 grand. Does that change your life, everybody? You made 3 this year. You make 1.5 next year. This is what's going to happen to people. And you got to start thinking bigger right now. And the bigger you think, the more serious you're going to get, the more you're going to work on yourselves. So I'm going to help you with a few things that I do every year in December. Since I was 30 years old, I'm 55 now. For the last 25 years, I've planned out every year, every quarter, every week. If you know me well, where I'm at today, none of it is by accident. I expected to be here, and I'm right where I planned out on being. And I do a class So many people ask me, how do you do it? How do you plan out your life so much? And I just said, it's just that important to me. It's my one and only life I have. Of course, I want it to be as great as it could possibly be. And so I'm very serious about this. I know where I want to end up in this life. I know what I want to be remembered for, and I know how to get there. And so I'm going after it. And I created enough people asked me, I couldn't stop and show them. It took hours. And so after showing 30, 40, 50 people individually, I'm like, I just got to put it in a PowerPoint and teach this to everybody. And I have a class called Living Life on Purpose. And it's a class I do where you goal set, you plan out from the end of your life. We start with writing our own eulogy all the way back to what we have to do. Someone's at John's front door, everybody, just in case. So anyway, you write your eulogy and then you backwards engineer your life to wherever you're at, all the way up till 2026. Then you take 2026 and break it down to June 30th. And then you back that up to March 31st and you back it up to January 31st. And you hit the ground running. When January hits, you know what you're doing the first month of the year, second, third, you measure it up against your quarter and push it all forward. The class takes about, it used to be an 8-hour workshop. Then we knocked it down to a 4-hour class. And then I broke it down to about 90 minutes to 2 hours. You're going to get the light version on Thursday, the 18th of December. Write this down. Put it in your calendar. I'm going to, out of respect for the West Coast, we're going to do it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be 5 p.m. on the West Coast time. So if you're working that day and you're on the West Coast, just make sure you're out of there or you're in front of your phone or your computer at 8 p.m. I'm doing it live Thursday, the 18th, at 8 p.m., Living Life on Purpose. And then Monday, the 20th, Monday, December 22nd at 3 p.m., we're going to have a launch meeting. That's the next Monday after this, everybody. At 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that day on the 22nd, we're going to have a Zoom call, which will be the launch for 2026. So we're going to go from Living Life on Purpose to follow the previous Thursday to this huge launch meeting at 3 p.m. on December 22nd. It'll be on the website. You're going to see it this coming week, but just put it on your mind and in your calendars and get ready. In my opinion, that's what you're going to drive huge attendance to in this month of December. Leverage us, and let us help you build your business and build your life. We will take you places you never thought you'd be able to go by yourself. And with that, I'm going to end the call today. A couple minutes over. Thank you so much for being here. And let's go crush it this week. 4 weeks left for the Punta Cana.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I sure can.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but we have big news. Mariana Martinelli just got her $100,000 ring right now. So.
Oh, really? Yeah. The baby and the ring and
the ring and over $20,000 pay cycle.
Woo!
Nice. Wow. Is she on the call by any chance?
Congratulations.
Is Mari on the call, Andre? Yes, no?
She's on the call.
Can she say something and just say hi? Hold up her baby like Simba in Lion King? Something like that?
But she says she can't talk. She's